Hello everyone, welcome back to AllTheMods 9 to the skies. So last episode we set up a bunch of power, so this makes us 25 million FE per tick. FE, by the way, is the same as RF, so yeah, 25 million per tick, which is insane. And today we're going to use that power, or at least we might use it today, we might use it next episode, but today we're going to set up a fission reactor. Fission, yeah, fission. Fission's the first one you can set up. Now, before I forget, we had a few updates. So, the first thing is they added Simply lights. So I went around and I used this dynamic edge lighting. I use this quite a bit with white concrete because it looks very laboratory-like, in my opinion. I quite like these. I didn't know where to put these, so I just put them around the edges. Made sense to me. So they're on the edges of all of my... Oh, except for that platform. Okay. But yeah, down here as well. Now, with the power that we set over here, I kind of replicated it, or replicated the platform, and put it over here. So, we are going to make ourselves a 16 by 16 by 18 fission reactor. And I've set myself a little thing right here, use reactor glass, not structural glass, because I always do that by accident, but yeah. So, the reason we're doing 16 by 16 by 18, and not 18 by 18 by 18, which is the biggest you can go, is because that would set us outside of a chunk, and there's some wonky stuff that happens if you do multi-blocks outside of chunks. If you do a multi-block on a chunk boundary, yeah, weird stuff can happen, and you can cause corruption and stuff. So I really don't understand why it's 18 by 18 by 18 as max, and not 16 by 16 by 16, but oh well, it's all good. So we're actually not going to do this to begin with. The first thing we need to do is get fuel for this. So the fuel for a fission reactor is water, apparently witch water works as well, which is funny. Water and fissile fuel makes steam and nuclear waste. Now, all we really care about is nuclear waste in this case, so yeah, the nuclear waste is going to be the byproduct that we want out of all of these. But we need to feed in fissile fuel. So what I've done, and what I normally do, is if you click on fissile fuel, the thing you want, I always bookmark it, and then I'm like, okay, I need an isotropic centrifuge, and the isotropic centrifuge needs uranium hexafluoride. So I bookmarked uranium hexafluoride. Then I was like, oh, okay, the chemical infuser needs uranium oxide. So uranium oxide, I'm going to bookmark and say, oh, okay, we need a chemical oxidizer. So I bookmark the chemical oxidizer, and that needs yellow cake uranium. Yellow cake uranium, if I click on that one, needs, so I'll bookmark that. That needs a enrichment chamber, so I bookmark the enrichment chamber, and that also needs some uranium, so bookmark uranium. And then you backtrack, because we've got all of those ingredients for uranium oxide, and you come over to this one. So hydrofluoric acid needs fluorite, so I've got fluorite right there. I'm actually using the block recipe, because you get more out of it. But yeah, fluorite, so I bookmarked fluorite. It needs the chemical dissolution chamber, so I bookmarked the chemical dissolution chamber, and it needs sulfuric acid. So sulfuric acid, flipping heck. Sulfuric acid needs the chemical infuser. So I've already got the chemical infuser like bookmarked, so I put a bit of cobble there, just as like a placeholder. That will just tell me, oh, I need another machine that I've already got. So I have a look at this one, I'm like, okay, to make sulfuric acid, we need water vapor. And to make water vapor, I actually did these the wrong way around. I need the rotary condensator, and you need to actually set it on decondensating. And that also needs water, so I've bookmarked both of those. And that's the water vapor done. Now, on this side, we've got sulfur trioxide, so if I click on that one, that also needs a chemical infuser, so I just used a random block right there, so allthemodium 1x block. And that one needs sulfur dioxide and oxygen. Now, I'm ignoring anything that's oxygen and hydrogen, because we've already got that set up, and I'll go show you that in a sec. Sulfur dioxide is the road we go down first, and that is sulfur dust in a chemical oxidizer. And that will just turn it into sulfur dust. Now, usually you do something like, well, you could do this, but it was a little broken when I tried this. I actually did do this at first because I was like, well, we've got loads of gunpowder, so we might as well use it. but this is a little broken if you try and use salt. In the ultimate injection factory, so I made one of these. In fact, I can show you. Let me just grab that one real quick. Ultimate injection factory. There we go. So you can see it's got salt in there, and I believe. Wait, where is it? This one. Yeah. So if I go over to the injection, it takes 200 millibuckets of hydrogen chloride to make a sulfur dust. And to make hydrogen chloride, you can either do all the stuff with like chloride and hydrogen, and you get chloride from brine and stuff, but I couldn't be asked to go down that route. But if you have a look, salt turns into 2 millibuckets, so you need 100 salt to do 1 sulfur dust. Yeah, to do 1 sulfur dust, you need 100 salt. The issue with the 100 salt is, when I put it in the ultimate injection chamber, it took way more than 100 salt to do one, because I had one of these in at once, basically, and if I do that, it was like not doing it. It was very weird. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm going to get rid of this. I get rid of the gunpowder. Anyway, yeah. So I ended up going with the pulverizer and the sulfur. So the sulfur is being actually not even import. What I'm doing is I've got a an ME interface, and this is pulling from the back. So I'm pulling from the back, output into the side. And these have got all of the upgrades in, so it's super, super quick. It's really nice, actually. That's going into a drawer. I only put a drawer there because I was going to stop here and then start the episode, but I was like, well, I'll set everything up just so you guys don't have to wait for stuff to be processed, right? So, and also I thought this would be kind of slow to begin with, and I'd have to bulk up all of the pulverizers. So this is a little microservice right here, and what this does is it makes us sulfur dioxide, which is this thing, sulfur dioxide. So I'm actually going to unbookmark all of these things right here. So sulfur dioxide, what you need is a chemical oxidizer, and you need some sulfur dust, and that goes, I'll tell you what, I'll show you. I put all the upgrades in, and the side config is items come in the sides, and that is the sulfur dust. That's this stuff. And then gases go out the side, so go out this side. And then I've set up these quantum entangler porters. Now what you can do is you can name stuff in the quantum entangler porter. So I've got one here for sulfur dioxide right there. So I've named it that, and I've set all the side configs to off except for the one that I want as an input. And I'm actually using the sulfur dioxide. I wish it would tell me in Jade what the name of the, well, what frequency the quantum entangler port is on. I think it's this one. So this one is sulfur dioxide. So it's not really that far, is it? But there's a whole reason I did this. Okay, there's no real reason I did this other than the fact that I wanted this to be standalone, if you know what I mean. So what I could do, if, for example, I can actually see it right now, that this is actually kind of a bottleneck. And what I mean by bottleneck is, a bottleneck is where there's like a sticking point in your production line. So, like, it gets to this point, and then this is the thing that's slowing everything down, basically. So, we'll go over that in a sec. But, yeah, this here is a micro service. So, it's a programming sort of term, microservice, but I think it applies right here. What's happening is we're pulverizing the sulfur. We're getting some sulfur dust that goes into the drawer. We're pulling out of the drawer and putting into the chemical oxidizer. Chemical oxidizer is then turning the sulfur dust into sulfur dioxide and putting it in the quantum entangler porter. We're then using this quantum entangler porter for some reason. We could have just used a pipe, if I'm honest, but whatevs. Using this quantum entangler porter to output the sulfur dioxide into this section here. Now, I've already done oxygen and hydrogen. I will go, actually I could do this. I've done, this right here is our electrolytic separator. So what this is doing is it's getting some water from the sink, and it's basically it's taking 2 millibuckets of hydrogen and 1 millibucket of oxygen for every 1 millibucket of water. I think that's how that works. Actually, it'll probably tell us if we do this. 2 millibuckets turns into 2 and 1. There you go. So, yeah, that's all it's doing right there. And again, what I've got right here is this is gases. It's outputting to the left, outputting whatever's in the teal color or cyan color, whatever you want to call it. So it's outputting the oxygen to this one. So this is my oxygen entangler porter. And it's outputting the hydrogen up into the hydrogen entangler porter. So we're getting oxygen and hydrogen in the entangler porters. And that's why I said we're ignoring oxygen and hydrogen, because we've got these over here. I actually duplicated it on this side, so just because it's symmetrical if I do that. So, so this again is they're feeding into the same entangler porter. So this one here and this one here are the exact same. So if this one for some reason runs out of power, I don't know, like I accidentally take the gate off or something like that, then this one can do all of the work. But right now this is doing all of the work apparently. So is it back over here? So that's where the oxygen is coming from. That's going into the chemical infuser. The infuser is making us, actually it'll say it on this one, sulfur trioxide. So that is this one. So let's get rid of those. So sulfur trioxide is where we're at now. That's going into an entangler porter. And if we have a look at that one, to make this sulfuric acid thing, we need the water vapor. So this one here is doing water vapor. And again, this is just a sink with a pipe going into the rotary condensator. This is already full up. So yeah, the water vapor is definitely not a bottleneck right here. So just be aware that you need to click this button right here, the toggle operation. And again, side config for this, people always want to see the side config for some reason. I've got fluid going out the side, and no, sorry, gas is going out the side because we're turning fluid into gas. There's two different things in Mekanism. You've got fluids and you've got gases. And the fluid is going in the back, and that is the water. It's going into here and it's being turned into water vapor, going into a quantum entangler porter called water vapor. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? So now we come over to here and we've got, I think this one is the sulfur trioxide and this one is the water vapor. And again, they're the same thing where gases, input left, the other input is right, and then output to the front. I quite like this pattern where it's like 1, 2, and then output to the front. So I've tried to make it so all of the outputs are to the front. Obviously I missed right here, but yeah, I tried to do it this way. And then this one over here, so that one, sorry, that one is making a sulfuric acid. So we're up to this point now, so we can get rid of all of these. And that one is done as well, so we can get rid of that. And we're using that sulfuric acid in the chemical dissolution chamber. Now, I'm using fluorite blocks, and for some reason it does like half a craft. I think when it gets to 1,000 millibuckets, so 1 bucket of sulfuric acid, it does like 1/9 of the craft. So it might be worth us doing just fluorite in this case, but I don't know, maybe not. Because that does make us 9 buckets at a time. But what I'm trying to say is, yeah, the sulfuric acid goes in the side here, so side configs again. In the back is going a fluorite block, which I am exporting. I didn't show this off yet, have I? But I've got like some of this like thick, dense cable going all the way around the bottom of this. And for some reason, I put the wireless over here. I don't know why. I think it was because I wanted it to be close. But if we got the cable going all the way around anyway, it doesn't really matter. But yeah. So the fluorite is going in the back of this, and it's coming from our ME system. I did have to, I'll tell you what, I'll pop back over here and I'll show you this. So this right here was a drawer full of all of my fluorite. And right up here, I've changed it to be a simple compacting drawer. So now we've got blocks already being made. And it's a ridiculous amount of blocks right there. So I might take all of these upgrades out, actually, put them in the system. And then we can get rid of this. There we go. Nice. So anyway, That's getting us blocks of fluorite. That's one way to do it. Where the heck is my... Is it over in this direction? Ah, there it is. There we go. So, that is... Wait, where are we? This side. That is getting us the hydrofluoric acid. And it's one character... If you have a space, it's one character off being the character limit that you can have in here. So, hydrofluoric acid, I had to remove the space, but I've got capital, so it's all good. Hydrofluoric acid is that quantum entangler porter. We need hydrofluoric acid and uranium oxide to make the uranium hexafluoride. So we also need the uranium, what was it? Uranium oxide? Yeah. So this one here is making us the yellow cake uranium. And then that is being output to the side. So again, if we do this, this actually only needs items. So we're inputting in the back, we're inputting all of the uranium ingots, and we're outputting to the side yellow cake uranium. So that's going into here, and for some reason it's not done it. So that's a good sign. So we're outputting to the right, so it should go in here. Did I forget? Oh yeah, there you go. There we go. So that's now making us uranium oxide again. So that's going into the uranium oxide quantum entangler porter because that turns into a gas. So this right here is a gas. Gas right there. And then finally we've got one of these, which is we've got uranium oxide on the left, we got hydrofluoric acid on the right, and then output is uranium hexafluoride, which all we need to do with that is put into one of these isotropic centrifuges. So I might do it. I don't really like doing it on the walkway, so I was going to do it here, wasn't I? You know what, we could do it here, it's fine. Let's just pop it there for now. And I will put power underneath. I think that's fine to put power underneath. And that is our flux points. If I plonk it there, we could put a quantum entangler porter. Quantum. I've set up a autocraft for this, but this is relatively easy if you've already got all of the basic mechanism stuff like automated. The teleport core again is relatively easy, so yeah, it's all good. So this one goes right here. I know I'm going to have to pipe over, but that should be fine. And then this one is going to be uranium hexafluoride. Set. And then I'm going to clear all of the bits out of here, including the gases, even though that's the one we want to do. I always like to do this because sometimes you accidentally like send power over and then it really messes with some systems. So I'm going to output into the isotopic centrifuge right there. And I do need the upgrades for this if I haven't already put it in. Oh, I put them all in. It's all good. So there is the fissile fuel. Now, the whole reason I did it like this is because now I can see where the bottleneck is. So the bottleneck we've got, by the looks of it, is sulfur dioxide is not quick enough. And I don't think it's us smooshing it down that's quick enough. I think it's this chemical oxidizer. So chemical oxidizer. I actually did already make a second one. So we put that there. We can put a logistical transporter going into this. And in fact, what we could do... I've already got one. There it is. Configuration card. So if we shift, right click on that, we can right click it on this. And if we have a look, it's done the exact same setup. So if you are going to do loads of these, I could just like pile all of these up in the air. Have a cable coming out the side. I think it's actually called a tube. Pressurized tube. Yeah. So I'm going to just quickly get like the ultimate pressurized tube. 1 second. Right, there we go. Ultimate. That is quests apparently as well. We should probably look at the quests. But I'm going to do that. And I also need to set the top of this to be an input. Like that. And then all I need to do is put all the upgrades into the... So if I do upgrades, there's loads of upgrades in this game, so if I put all of these upgrades in just like that, and then we need to somehow power this. I'll probably put a power on the side here, and we just need a logistical transporter. Why did it go there? I swear I didn't click it there. What the heck? There you go. So this should be getting... I forgot that's how this works. I might have to use a modular router for this. Okay, I'm going to do that. Right, the way we could do this is we could blink the back of this. It's kind of annoying. I really wish that they would get to making this. So you can actually see it in there, that the blinkness of this is on this side, but it used to show it on the face. So if I did like this, you can't see it because it's inside the block itself. So we don't actually want that, but yeah, it's kind of annoying. I wish that would be a really nice fix for them to put in place, the modular routers guys. But there we go. So this is now being pushed into both of these as quick as it can. There you go. I didn't put any stack upgrades in because we just want to use one. For now at least. This should start going up as well. Perfect. And all I need to do is give this power. So I'm going to use flux point again. It's in my backpack. And I'm going to use some cables. I know that that's in here, so there we go. Now, this might not even be enough. We might need like 4 or 5 of these to keep up with everything. So if we look right here, this is still empty. We want this to have a backlog, basically. And we want this to have a backlog, and we want everything to have a backlog. That'd be ideal right there. Now, oh yeah, I forgot about this. Fissile fuel, that's right, I've got one more quantum entangler pore. We could put quantum, yeah, we could put it in a quantum entangler pore. Why didn't we do that? Fissile fuel. I always put the L before the E for some reason. Anyway, again, we're going to clear all of these. Wish there was a big button that just cleared all of them. That would be amazing. But, I mean, this button here is the best. Because I've only just started putting this in. Like, 2 years ago, actually. So it's not just started, but you know what I mean. So if I do this, output, doesn't matter for this because we don't have any items. But for this one, we do want to input from the side and we want to output to the side. There you go. So this is now filling up with fissile fuel. So we're going to be using all of our uranium hexafluoride. We're going to get loads of fissile fuel. Again, if we end up having a redonkulous amount of uranium hexafluoride, which doesn't look like is the case right now, but if we did, we could just add more isotopic centrifuges here. I kind of wanted to do this in a bit of a different area, but if it comes to it, we can always maybe compact machine a few of these, or sorry, hyperbox a few of these, if we need like a ridiculous amount of this. Yeah, this is still not keeping up, but I think it's good enough for now. It will do us for our little experiment that we're going to do. So let's move on real quick to actually making the reactor. So fusion or fission reactor. So I'm going to go make a load of recipes for these because I feel like it is a good idea to do that. Reactor glass, which is this one. Now, I think it's this glass. I always mess this up. I always end up using structured glass instead, which I know is incorrect. So I'm going to try not to do it this time. Anyway, we're going to put these away, and then I am going to start making my 16 by 16 by 18. Now, that is 16 edge to edge. So whatever 16 times 16 is, that is going to be our floor of this. Now, don't quote me on this, but I think this is the amount that we need right here. So overall, let's have a look. If I put it in my system, 376 is how many I think I need for this. Yeah. Anyway, put that in the offhand, and there you go. That. Oh yeah, I didn't want to do this one. Oh, actually, I do want to do that, don't I? Classic. Didn't mean to do it that way. Flipping egg. Okay, well, at least I can do this. So I'm going to keep this. There we go. So that is 16 by 16 right there. And then all we need to do is, if I grab this, we want to go up by 16. So we want to land on 82. So 86, 85, 84, 83, 82. I think that's 18. Ah, there's a tape measure, isn't there? No, it's not in here. Oh, that's a shame. Tape measure is really cool. Anyway, we're going to come over a bunch. And then Actually, we want to come over a little more than that. Is that enough? Okay, there we go. So we're at the right height now that if we click on the corners, we can get the corners. That is super trippy, getting all of the sun to move like that. Anyway, so from here, right click, and that is in the wrong place. Oh no, it's not. That's in the wrong place. Thank you very much. And then finally, we can do this one. So I was slightly off. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn it. 4. Get those on the go. It shouldn't take too long, to be fair. And in fact, we don't really need the building gadget anymore, so I'm going to pop that away. Pop the infinity wand away for now. We will use that later, though. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to be the casing for our reactor right here. And we want to do a wall around this of glass. But I'm going to do the glass last, if you know what I mean. So first thing is react or fission. Fission. Oh, flipping heck, I have to figure out how many is inside now. So it's 14 times 14 times 16 is how many we need, and then you divide that by 2 actually. So yeah, okay. Let me do calculations. Okay, I think for one layer it's 98 from what I calculated, but I always get this wrong. So I'm going to make 98 of these, which are relatively easy to make. You just need the basic chemical tank, load of lead, load of steel. Steel's probably the bottleneck right now. Yeah, it's just going off making us all the steel. I should probably at some point swap out my my system over here. So instead of it sending both the, you know, the carbon and the iron and stuff into here, it's just got, you know, already got loads of carbon in it. So that would just save time. Might have to do a load of ultimate enriching things, but it's fine. There we go. So that should be 98. Perfect. So if I pop back over here, pattern I'm going for is, I think we go like this. So every other area. That is 98 right there. So I did get that right. That was good. Now, I can't do the top layer, so this bit here underneath the last, you know, bit right on top. Can't do that because we need to put in 98 of the control rods. Good old control rods. Is that not what it's called? This thing. Why do you need the whole thing? That's really weird. Okay, so we at least know we need 98 of these. That might take a little while because of the amount of steel that we're going to need, but that is fine, I guess. This should be going overtime as well. Oh my goodness, look at all of the carbon that we're going to need. That's insane. That is just for the top bit of that as well. Flipping heck. Wow. Okay, well, that's a lot that it's doing right there, but that's fine. Now, we also need the, what was it, fish, oh, so we need these things as well. So we need 98. Oh my god, there's so much maths involved today. Times 14 times 14, right? So 98 times 14. What the heck is that? 1,372. That is a lot right there. Okay, it's going to go off and do that for us. Probably should have waited right there until this had finished. Oh no, it's about to finish anyway. Nice one, I think. Wait. Okay, 896 is the amount that we need for the sides. Just the sides. Reactor glass, we can already like grab all of it that we've got. We can start on this side. Again, we're going to get the wand out. No we're not. No we're not. I already said that we're not going to put the reactor glass in until we are done. Oh yeah, I can get rid of this now. Stick that away. There we go. Yeah, we still need the wand though, because I am going to use the wand to build up all of the fusion fuel assemblies in the middle there. Ooh, we do need something for water. Now, there's a few ways that you can do the water. I might do the integrated dynamics way of doing things. I will admit, I've already done a little bit with integrated dynamics. I've made these two So there's my blocks of crystallized mineral. So yeah, the mechanical squeezer, mechanical drying basin. There's loads of people out there that do integrated dynamics, so I'm not going to go over it in too much depth, but I'll go over the bits that we need. The reason is we didn't have to think about water in No Frills and AllTheMods 9, the main game, because we had EvilCraft, which has like an infinite water block. Ooh. I wonder if this thing would be an infinite water block. It doesn't auto output, so it's literally a sink at that point. So this thing here is a sink. Makes sense. We are just going to use a sink though, because we've got a load of them. I set the autocraft up for it, and then I accidentally did 64, because I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, we need a sink, which I'm going to put there, and one of the ports is going to go here, and we're going to feed... Let's get rid of those. There we go. We're going to feed in a load of water. I'm going to do that whilst all this crafts, because it is going to take a while. We need over, well, nearly 3,000 steel. It's going to take its sweet time right now. Although it has already got past all of the iron. Oh no, it hasn't. It's still making iron. Damn it. Okay, all the iron in here, when this is done, then it will get past all of that. Perfect. Right, so we need integrated dynamics. We need an fluid at integrated. We need a fluid interface and a fluid importer or exporter. I can't remember which one's which, but this should be easy enough. We just do one of those. And then the fluid, I'm going to do importer. Don't know why. That is with one of these input variable transformer thingies, and we can use the other one of this. I think this is how this works. I cannot remember, if I'm honest. I'm doing this off memory. So if I get this wrong, I apologize. We also need some... Okay, reactor ports. Why does it not show up unless I put the whole thing in? That's so annoying. Okay, so we need 4 of these. I'm going to do all 4 of them on this side here. Oh, that's going to take ages as well. Okay, I'm going to use cobble for... Actually, no. I'll use piece of reactor glass for now. Pretend that is the port. So we're going to put that there. We need a variable card to go into that. So I've already made some variable cards. So that's how you make it. So what I can do is... Oh, we need a card first. Or a cable even. We need cable... Cable goes on like that. Stick that in, and it should import all the fluids. You can set it to be 2.5, or you know, the highest max int. You can put max int in here, but I think this works as well. You just do import all fluids, and it will do it as fast as possible. Obviously, it won't do it there because it's not a port. But if I grab that tank that we had, the tank. So this is the ultimate fluid tank. If I stick that there, let's get those out. Why are you not exporting? I might have to do this the other way around, where we have an import all of the fluids. Ah, this needs to be on the other side, doesn't it? So, actually, this is a good idea, putting the tank there for now. So I stick that there, stick that in. It doesn't seem like it's going up that quickly, so maybe I do need to do the import fluid amount. Okay. At integrated dynamics, I wanted to get away from doing the old logic programmer, but apparently we need to do it, so that's fine. And what I'll do is I'll turn it into the portable logic programmer, and what we can do is put in integer, and then we just set this to the highest it can go, which is whatever max int is. I'm going to Google that. Max int. Now, can I copy paste into this? I hope so. There we go. So this integer card has now got max int. So if I put that here, I don't know if that's enough right there. Oh, we got our ports now, so we can actually just put it on the port and see if that works. We've got another tank actually. If we put this down and it instantly fills up, that looks like that'll be enough. So that's pretty good. Let's put these away. And the pink slime, not sure why that was in there. Anyway, so port. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, a lot of people are like, how do you make the different coloured ports? And all you do is you shift right click. So that one there is a output waste. So I'm actually going to put that one on the end. So we'll put that one here. And then, actually we'll do that now. There we go. So waste is going to come out of here. And that is where the nuclear waste is going to come out of. And I'm probably going to pipe this. I'll pipe it maybe out the side, down underneath. And we'll take it all the way over here. And this platform here, I've already put SPF. Or SPS, sorry. SPF is suntan lotion, so and Chubby Plus, because you'll see when we get to making that. We won't be making that today because this is already like a very full-on episode, and yeah, we're getting there with these. So I'm going to grab a bunch of these and we're just going to start wanding this up. Nice, all of these are finished. I'll talk about the ports in a second. I'm just going to do one of these, and that's it. That's all we needed to do. So we need the control rods, just like that. We put those in the offhand, and then we can do one of those. That puts all of the control rods on. Perfect. And now we can actually put all of the glass on. We can fill the top in, and hopefully by the time that we get here, it goes all the red particles. And that is now full up with water as well, because I've done a thing. Oh, I had 4 extra because of the ports. I already put the ports in. I'm going to do another input only right here for the fissile fuel. I'm going to do this one here, I believe, is output coolant. So this is where the steam will come out. And I'm going to avoid the steam. I don't think we need to do a turbine or anything like that, because I mean, we're already making a ridiculous amount of power over there, right? So we don't need the steam from this. So I'm just going to avoid it. You can use a fluid trash can, even though it's a gas. Don't ask questions, in other words. So right here, the last one is output waste. And that's all we really care about from this big beast that we've got right here, is the amount of waste that we can get out of this. So this isn't going to be enough right now, by the way, to like fully make this run at all times. We are going to need to expand, probably like expand a bunch of this, expand here, expand over there, all of that. So yeah. Anyway, for now, I'm going to put the quantum entangler porter on there. I need a new one. Ah, I didn't think about the last one that I needed for the actual reactor itself. It might be quite important to also mention that I'm going to have to use, because I want to get all of the nuclear waste from here all the way over here. So I'm going to have to use a pipe that goes like underneath, I think, and then it'll pop up in one of the corners. But yeah, there we go. Right, that should have been the quantum entangler porter. Pop it there. Fissile fuel, set, and then we could just, again, I hate having to do this. I kind of wish these were auto set to nothing instead of auto set to everything, if you know what I mean. Anyway, gas, we do output the top. Yeah. And then we just do a tube. There you go. And now what I can do is, not that one, this one. There you go. So it should be filling up now with fissile fuel, or it's getting some, at least. So you can already tell that this is not going to be enough. We want to set this to like 10 millibuckets per tick. Might not be making 10 millibuckets per tick. Actually, we want to set it to like a bucket per tick. And we're definitely not making a bucket per tick, are we? Right there. If you go to stats, you can see. I don't know what the highest rate is. If I do... You can do a bucket per tick. If I do 0.1... and I actually activate this, I can do that because these have got buffers. So if I activate and then scram, you'll see that we got 2 nuclear waste right there, which is really good. And it used a bit of fissile fuel. So our fissile fuel is still going up, but you'd expect it to go up because we've got it on like the lowest rate it can do. But yeah, I need to put a trash can here. Trash can. Fluid trash can. Now, I really don't want it to connect right here, so there we go. Yeah, and then if I do this, it shouldn't output into the trash can because you're not allowed to void off nuclear waste. So I'm just going to stop it from connecting right there. Perfect. So this is going to go all the way over. You can't put nuclear waste in a quantum entangler porter because it's just a way that it works. So we are actually going to have to use pressurized tubes. So I'm actually going to break that one. I think there's something with applied energistics where we could potentially use like a cable from applied and get like, let's have a look, applied mechanistics or something. Yeah, there we go. So we can do gases. I think it might work. Chemical storage. Yeah, so we could do something like that, and that could like store all of our nuclear waste, but I'm not going to do that. This is going to go all the way over here, and over here we're going to set up some solar neutron activators. Now, I do think we should amp up the production before we do anything, because I would love to set this to like really high and get loads of nuclear waste. And I suppose we want to set everything else up first, right? Yeah, so I'm going to probably set a few bits up over here next episode, and we're going to get into polonium and plutonium pellets. So, polonium and plutonium. We also need to set up HDPE because we need the sheets, because you need the sheets for the SPS anyway. So, and you also need, basically everything for the SPS. Okay, that makes sense. That's what we'll do next episode. I did say that we were going to do a little bit of Mechanism next couple of episodes, so if Mechanism isn't your bag, I don't know why you're playing this pack if I'm honest, but if it's not your bag, then that's all good. I'd suggest skipping the next couple of episodes. Only thing is you need to do all of this for the ATM star, because if you want to make red matter, you actually need plutonium pellets. So if I do this, and we go to the summoning altar, red matter involves plutonium pellets. And if you want to summon the piglich, which is where I'm kind of heading, if I'm honest, it's the whole reason I'm doing this. Well, that and the fact that we need antimatter pellets. But if you want to summon a piglich, you do need a red matter in the first place. And then we'll probably have to get into... Never mind, we could do this. We could do this without doing anything from Forcecraft, because we're getting loads of Forcecraft ingots from our mob farm. We'll pop over here. You know these spoils bags? It's giving us loads of Forcecraft ingots, so we might be able to just skip that. Awesome. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. I will probably, between episodes, maybe amp all of the productions up right here. So there's a few bits I can do, like I can make a load more chemical oxidizers. I might move this over one. Stick a logistical transporter in between, and then get loads of these chemical oxidizers and have it do the same thing, where it's got a pressurized tube going into the entangler porter. Over here, sulfuric acid. We need to definitely up sulfuric acid, which is just the no, not this one, this one. It's this stuff right here, which is, we just need more of this. I did find that we needed like an absolute ton of chemical oxidizers, if I'm honest, so yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching, thanks for joining, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.